All right. Perfect. So, news. We all know Bank of Canada is at 2.25, so that's good. I hope they change it, right? But doesn't look like it. Inflation's going up because of the war, gas prices. So I don't see it going down, right? But then again, we never know. Looking at sales activity, based on Korea, February was good, right? Month over month, indicating spring demand and buyers are finally getting out of their shell and then buying. Look at Tri-City, again, based on Korea stats, it is 5 to 7% lower, right? But I think these stats are not taking into account the new build homes. I was at Mattamy and a couple other builder centers. They're full. I don't know if you guys have checked out any builder sales centers lately. They're full, packed. There's no place to park. There's no place to even walk. It was so busy. I think that's to do with the rebate that Ontario government and the federal government has announced. Right? Demand, Realtor.ca says elevated inventory across Ontario. As we get into summer, we'll see more and more people list, right? And especially this year, as people have been waiting, and unfortunately for them, prices have not increased. I think they have decreased from last year, actually, right? So, Guelph, like we discussed last time, is more resilient, right? We're not seeing there's still a little bit of ups and downs, but not as much as Kitchener and Cambridge, right? So I would encourage all of you guys for to look into the HST rebate, right, and to educate clients. There's a lot of confusion going on. Who who will pay that? If the builders will take it out, is it 13%? Is it 8%? Is it 5%? Is it for first-time buyers? Is it for second-time buyers? So, what my understanding so far is they haven't given, they have some guidelines, but it's not clear. I think tomorrow or today, they will publish more information, right? So what I'm gathering from this is there's two parts to it. One is federal incentive, that's the 5%, and then the 8%. First-time buyers are getting this from March 25th, 2025, right, or 20th. From 2025, when the APS was signed in 2025, March, I think there's an exact date, up to 5 years, right? And for the Ontario government, Doug Ford is saying for 1 year, they're matching this for second-time, third-time buyers, right? As long as it's their primary house. So for 1 year period, starting April 1st, it's today, to March 31st. Sorry, May 31st next year. Yeah. So for that period of time, it's applicable to anybody buying their primary house, right? So there could be people looking to sell, lease their house, move up, right, downsize. It applies to them, right? And then if you have more questions, we have the link here, but I'm always happy to send you the exact government website, right, to look into it more. So any questions on any of the news, anything so far? No? Perfect. So today's topic is open houses. Some of us love open houses. I'm not a big fan, right? But I know how crucial they are for long-term success. That is a proven fact that I've seen agents, successful agents do, right? And I've seen successful agents not do. So it works and it also doesn't work, right? It's both. I guess you can call it that. Okay, so how do we have a successful open house and why should we do open houses? Do they even work? So open houses generate both seller and buyer opportunities in one event, right? A lot of people think, oh, people will walk in, they're not serious, but that's not true. A lot of times neighbors will walk in, see how we're selling the house, and will pick up another listing and another buyer because they're most likely selling and buying. It has happened to me many times, right? So some of us who do open houses consistently, what do you guys think? Is this true or is that waste of time? Any feedback, Harold, Jackie? That that's what I feel like a lot of realtors, a lot of us, we have lost that every small effort counts, right? Putting up a sign, knocking that extra door, making that extra call, that counts. Maybe that is the call that changes everything, right?
Yep.
Like a buyer comes in. I had people walk in, bought three, four homes over the years, right? And if
Yeah.
I was lazy and I said, no, I want to take my Sunday off or it's something I would have lost that opportunity and the referrals that came from it, right? And sometimes, especially starting out, it's so crucial to not to lose these opportunities, right? For some of us, we can afford that, right? We have other clients. We know, okay, I'm gonna do two deals. I can take a chance. I'm set. But starting out, it's so crucial not to miss any opportunities, right? Especially these ones. We didn't pay for them, right? It didn't cost us anything other than the time. And for newer realtors, like again, Parth, you're here, right? You're doing well, but you can always take your computer and keep working, right? From that open house. You don't have to stop everything and look out the window who's, crossing the street. Take your computer, work from there, make your calls. As soon as somebody comes in, then you talk to them. So yeah, you're right, Harold. Thanks. Thank you for sharing that. So, second point we have is a single open house can produce multiple leads and conversions, right? So, I am a little bit different. When people walk in, I always greet them. I say, "Hi, how are you? How's everything going? Great weather, perfect." And if there's a lot of big group, I make sure, okay, so all of you guys together, perfect, right? And guide them. Here's the kitchen, shoes here, there, perfect. And as they walk in, I say, okay, we have this. I always use this trick, which Joseph taught me. And he gave me one gift. So I want to thank him for that. I have that $10,000 sweepstake. So I will say, yeah, you can win it doesn't say anything about open house. I just have that there, $10,000 sweepstake. And then I get them to sign in either on my laptop or they can write down. And they say, yeah, you're entered in that $10,000 sweepstake that my company does. So I'm not doing it. It's my company doing it for you. So I have a little thing made out. It looks really fancy. And every time I have that, even people with their agents are leaving their agents and signing in two or three times, right? So it's kind of a way to encourage people, rather than telling them, hey, could you sign in? Once they see the $10,000, all it says is $10,000 sweepstake. I just have it next to my open house sheet. I've had 100% success rate. Nobody walked in and walked out. Everybody wants to. It's like, walking down the mall and you see that beautiful car. You're like, ah, I want to put $5. Maybe I can win this car, right? I used to do that all the time. So it's that kind of effect where people are like, yeah, what do we have to lose? And their phone number and email is correct because they don't want somebody else winning the $10,000. So that was so powerful. And again, I have all the terms and conditions there. I'm not saying you win it from my open house. People ask me, are you paying me 10,000? I'm like, no, this is something we have from company. You can have more information. You can sign in actually multiple times, right? As long as it lets you. But right now, let's sign in here. Let me enter you in, and then I can send you all the info. You keep signing up. All of your family can sign up. So that is something that I use, right? But again, I never ask them, are you working with the realtor? If we ever ask that question, we've lost that client. Even if they're not working, they'll say yes automatically. Oh, yeah, we have a realtor. Oh, yes, right? And then what do we say, right? I always, after showing them value, after talking to them, feeling them out, I always say, okay, perfect. So I can send you more information, but before I send that, how are you looking at homes right now, right? Is somebody helping you? Like, oh, it's just us looking online. I'm like, oh, just online yourself. These apps, Realtor.ca, House Sigma, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, just online ourselves. We just started. I'm like, okay, perfect. And it's somebody helping you with that, or you're doing it on your own? They're like, no, we're just doing it on our own. Okay. Then I send them all the info, right? And then I make sure before scheduling the next appointment, okay, are you signed up with anyone? Have you signed anything? And they say no, right? But I've already had two no's, and then most likely they'll say no, right? Because they won't say I'm signed up with someone, but I'm looking at houses by myself, right? So I always ask them, how are you looking at homes right now? Rather indirectly asking the same question, right? And I love open houses. I used to hate them. But last year I had such a good response. I picked up 4 or 5 sellers and they didn't sell because the market was low. But then I realized if done properly, if the house is good, location's good, price is good, it is very powerful. Consistent hosting builds local visibility and brand recognition. So this is also big. Every time I go down Guelph, I'm seeing go wild, go wild, go wild, right? I have an idea. I will be printing out some open house signs for HomeLife, right? And then design it, and then you guys can use it on top of your own signs, right? So if you ever have open house, let's say you wanted more signs, use those signs, just return them in one piece, right? We, we don't want them, uh, in multiple pieces. So as long as you return it, you can always talk to Debbie. I'm working on it, creating a really powerful signs for Guelph office and Kitchener office, and you guys use it. So if you're short a couple of signs, you take it. Yes, Jackie.
Just remember there are certain rules in Guelph more so than there are in Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo. Those open house signs are where you place them, how big they are, what type of signs they are.
I think Art is talking about what the ones that you add on the top of your
No,
listing sign.
both. No, I'm talking about the sandwich one, the one that opens,
okay.
the triangle one. Yes.
So
And the other one's a good idea too. Yeah.
The sandwich ones that I have are approved by apartment buildings who don't allow signs because there's no stakes. You can't use a stake in most apartment buildings in Guelph. Like even the H stake, they take down. And corners, you have to be careful where you put them in the corner because the city can take your sign. And you're better off just buying a new sign than going to the city and paying the fine. So that's all, just so you don't worry too much about, I think, Guelph agents as far as signs, right, Harold? Like,
yeah,
you have to, there's so.
But it was more for realtors who were just starting out. They want a sign in front of a street, 2, 3 signs. That's what I'm talking about. Not like full on everywhere. It's more for some of us just putting one in front of the house and one down the street, and so those kind of signs, right? Something so we can get going. Otherwise, the newer agents will have to order their own signs. So something, generic and properly designed. So, perfect. Hosting. So the last point, it builds brand recognition. If someone's seeing your sign, your name every weekend, right? Automatically they're thinking this person's good, right? And this person's busy. They know your name. They'll remember you, right? So I've seen people do that, and it's one way to advertise. Like the best way I've seen is people putting it on roundabouts. Everybody's going through those roundabouts, right? And even if it's Saturday, Sunday, some of these roundabouts are busy, right? And the traffic is slow. So you can't really miss it. You almost have to stop there and then go, right? So if done consistently, very, very powerful.
But again, in Guelph, a roundabout is considered a traffic island, and it's not allowed.
Wow. I'll have to look into Guelph's bylaws. Is it? Not even during the open house time.
No, you have to put it on, and even if you put it on a corner, you have to be very, very careful that you're not blocking anybody's vision, and like it has to be back probably at least 4 feet from the stop sign. Like it's funny because they go in spurts where all of a sudden like everybody's sign disappears.
Yeah.
And When you put up the signs, you can get a ticket if you're stopping traffic. You know how some agents just stop, put their four ways on and
Yeah,
jump out? In Guelph, we have so many bike paths. So
that option. All right. So, a couple of things we have to do before open house, right? So, pre-event systems for maximum traffic. A lot of people miss this, and this is where we will have traction, right? So, strategic promotion increases attendance and lead volume. What I usually used to do, I don't do it anymore, but every once in a while I do it. I'd have just listed cards or open house cards. I just put them on that street, right? Not everywhere, but especially on that street. So people know, hey, I got an invitation. You're invited. Open house this weekend, right? Just put all the streets. If I run into any neighbors, I'll have a good chat with them. I know about cars. I can connect with them on that. A lot of times people are like, oh, you know a lot about this car. I'm like, yeah, I know and then get them in my database, right? So it's always good if you're doing that, people will see that you're working hard for your client. And if they are a seller on that street, they would want to work with you. Because chances are their realtor won't do that. Right? I have a quick short story. I was one time doing this and my seller showed up and he said, Arch, you're a big agent, but you're doing this for me. I never expected you. I said, yeah, it's part of my job. I have to. I have to make sure I invite all of your neighbors because there will be people recommending us to their family, right? Like they will be saying, "Hey, my neighbor is selling. Why don't you move here?" Like, why would I not, right? But that's just one part of it. The second is I want my seller to see that I'm working hard. I like to show all the people on the street that I'm working hard for my seller, and I'll do the same if they were to list with me. And I'm trying to find other buyers and sellers, right? So that's something that I always do, and I would recommend us, whoever's doing open houses, to do something like that. And then targeted outreach to neighbors uncovers potential sellers. Every time we have an open house, phenomenal opportunity to talk to neighbors, right? The one in opposite direction, and then neighbors on the sides. They're not going to be upset. They are curious. They want to know what's happening, and you can pick them up as clients. Always. 90% of the time you'll pick up a seller, right? But most of us don't do anything. We don't even knock on the door and introduce ourselves. And digital marketing expands the immediate location. And if you have open houses, you have a couple of bucks you'd like to spend, do that on Facebook, right? Invite people, run an ad for open house, but that's at the end. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. I prefer the top two options, right? And then the execution and follow-up that converts. So structured sign-in systems capture accurate lead information. So an example is $10,000 giveaway. I'll see if I have a photo. I can share it with you guys. It's just $10,000 and a gift pack, really nicely done, and it's just right to my sign-in sheet, right? And all the information about HomeLife sweepstake. And then I have information sheet, right? My thing is as they walk in, it's almost like I'm their tour guide and I have to show them, okay, here's this. I have some information sheet, the sign-in sheet, and then we have the giveaway. I would love for you guys to win this. Then they take 1, 2, 3. They're coming in, signing in, taking the information sheet, right? I mean, not in that particular order. I mean, there's giveaway first, sign in, then the info sheet, and everybody goes through that channel. Right? And some people ask me, can my cousin do that? He's with me. I'm like, yeah, you can sign in twice, no problem. Having conversations and identifying their motivation. It's not about are you buying, selling, working with agent. Finding out why are they there? Are they seller? Are they buyers? What motivated them to get off their bed and be like, oh, let's check out this. It's Sunday, the weather's nice. Why would they check out? So you always want to ask questions. That's what I do. I'm like, okay, perfect. Are you in the market for a townhouse? Like, oh, not really. I have something to sell. Okay. Are you looking in this neighborhood? Right? And uncover their motivation. Once you know what they're trying to do, upsizing, downsizing, or they're stuck, they're trying to sell and rent, then you can build some kind of rapport with them and try to help them. But if you don't know what they're doing, telling them this is the washroom, this is the bedroom, that does not get anywhere. I've done that many times. Timely follow-ups. So some of us have systems. Some of us are really good at following up. I have an online system that every lead is, if they're in my online system, right at 4, they get a thank you email and a text automatically. Right? It's an open house sign-in funnel. As soon as they come in, open house, sign in, they automatically get a thank you text and an email. And then I follow up with them and say, hey, thank you for stopping by. I've sent you my information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Right? So very powerful. A lot of people, they're checking out 10 open houses, 5 to 10. And chances are you're the only one following up with them after the open house. Most agents have forgotten about it. They're happy that open house is done. Right? So I always do this, and then I book a follow-up appointment, or I say, what kind of homes are you looking for? I have a list of homes I can send you that match what you're looking for. Could you describe the price range, this, right? And then I send them another message from my private number, my actual number, and say, this is my direct number. The other one was from my office, right? So then they feel even more special. So that's it. That's all for today's session. Now, before we end the session, any questions, any feedback from anyone? Anything that we've missed for the open houses or in general?